everyone. So we're going to be doing a couple of abdominal exercises today. So just taking your time with them, really working on connecting the back into the mat, not allowing the ribcage to flare and the lower pelvis to lift off, but I'll talk you through as we go. So finding yourself somewhere on the floor, a mat, a towel, whatever you have got in handy, and then just coming onto the back. We're first of all going to bend the knees so the soles of the feet into the floor and the knees are going up. So we're just going to find that little pelvic tilt. So the top of the pelvis just behind the belly button. We're going to draw the belly in, zipping up through the pubic bone, the pelvis, as we flatten the back onto the mat. So don't worry if it's not completely flat. We're not looking for that. We're just looking at that slight pelvic tilt and the engagement of those lower abdominals. So we're going to do a little bit of supine walking. We keep one foot on the floor as we lift the other one off. So here we're just going to inhale to lift the right foot off and then exhale to take it down. Inhale, left foot. Exhale, take it down. So just keeping your movement going, the breath connected to the movement. And I'll talk you through what we're going to focus on. So that rib cage, like I said at the beginning, trying to not allow it to flare. So keeping it down towards the hips. Those shoulder blades spreading into the mat, into the floor. And that little pelvic tilt. Those really tight jeans or leather trousers doing the zip up from the bottom all the way to the belly button. Just holding all the muscles in. All the muscles down, just checking the back so the hands are into the floor, the palms are open, just so we're not holding any tension anywhere that's not necessary. And we'll just do a few more. This is a really good starter exercise just to engage those deep core muscles. We'll do one more on either side. And then just allowing both feet to find the floor, maybe window wiping the knees from side to side. So that exercise really gets into those deep muscles. If you want to, you can carry on repeating that one. That is a really good one to practice. If you do want to take it a little harder, a little further, then we're going to ramp it up just a little bit. So now we're going to float the feet off of the mat. So still having that pelvic tilt, that rib cage down. We're going to point the toes, back the hands into the mat. You're going to inhale to tap that foot down and then exhale to bring the knees back to center. So we inhale, tap the left toe down. Exhale, knees together towards center. Keeping those knees about a hip distance so they don't need to touch, they don't need to go out to the side. And really trying to keep that top of the pelvis, that part of the back behind the belly button into the mat. That's why we always talk about drawing the belly button to the spine, because we're looking at getting the top of that pelvis touching the mat. So really working those deep muscles. As you can hear, working so hard it makes your voice shake a little bit. Inhaling to tap, exhaling to bring down, up. If you need to take a break at any point, please do. Just join us whenever you're ready. Or you can put me on pause. That's the joys of doing everything online at the moment. We'll do one more on either side. If you feel that back start to lift off, have a break. Good, last one, soles of the feet find the floor. Little window wipe. Well done. So we're going to make that a little bit harder again. You can stick with that one, repeating it as many times as you need to, and maybe coming back to this in a couple of days or even a couple of weeks' time. But this time, just keeping those hands, that head on the floor, maybe tucking the chin down towards the chest so you get that nice long spine. And we're going to lengthen both legs up towards the ceiling. Pointing the toes if you want to, they don't have to. It just makes it look a little bit prettier, to be honest. And again, finding that pelvic tilt, so that flattening of the lower back, the pelvis into the mat. Here we're going to inhale to lower the leg down, trying to keep the leg nice and long. So it doesn't have to touch the mat, it doesn't have to hover just off the mat, it's just going as far as you feel comfortable before that back starts to lift off. So we inhale down, exhale up again, trying to keep those palms open towards the ceiling. So we're not building any muscle in the neck as we grip into our mat. And I'll just remind you that you don't have to lower that leg as far as I'm doing. It can just be to 45 degrees off the floor. It might just be past center, that's okay. It's the best part of working out at home. You have none of that external pressure. You can just do what feels good for you, what works for your body today. Now remember, we might be here for a long time, so you can practice this as much as you need to. Just building those foundations for when we do get back together on the mat. We'll do one more either side. And then bending those knees. Soles of the feet again finding the floor and just having a little window wipe to release that lower back. Maybe saying no with the head as well. Maybe you're holding a little bit of unnecessary tension in the neck. And we'll go for that fourth and final time. So as always, like I say in all my classes, you can repeat the first, second or third as many times as you want to. You don't even have to touch this last exercise if you don't feel it necessary. So taking the hands back into the floor. This is really important on this one. Lengthening those legs up towards the ceiling. We're going to see if we can do both legs at the same time. So this time we are going to draw the inside of the legs together, the heels, toes kissing. Pointing the toes up. You're going to inhale, keep that lower back, that pelvis onto the floor, and lower the legs as far as you feel comfortable. So for me that is enough. And then exhale, bring them back up through center. Inhale to lower, keep drawing the belly muscles in. Exhale to center, good. So keeping that going, keeping that rib cage pressing down, those shoulder blades pressing into the mat. And if you're finding that your chin is lifting up towards the ceiling, maybe bring it back down to the chest. And again, just not worrying about how low those legs go. If you can get them all the way down, great, without that back lifting off. A round of applause. If not, just working through that little range of motion and getting nice and deep into those stomach muscles. We'll do two more. If you want to keep going, you can. The last one. Good, and then bending the knees. This time bringing those knees in for a nice little hug. A little rock, a little roll of the lower back. Again, allowing the head to go with it, so say no. And we'll take a little stretch, so releasing the hands, soles of the feet find the floor. Squeeze the bottom, lift the hips up. Press the hips up towards the ceiling. If you want to, you can interlace the fingers, drawing them down to the heels as you press the floor away through the feet. And just taking a couple of deep breaths, well done. And then when you're done, releasing the hands, rolling down the spine. Bone by bone, maybe getting a couple of clicks before rolling onto the side. Coming back. And there you go, a little bit of abdominals. If you want to repeat that again, you can do. You can add it on to yesterday's or Monday's and make a little class out of it. But as always, let me know how you get on. Let me know if you're doing these exercises and if anybody needs any modifications for anything. And I'll see you tomorrow.